Death, a universal inevitability, is something that can trigger an existential dread in many people. Benjamin Franklin once famously said, "In this world, nothing is certain, but death and taxes." This statement underscores the inescapable realities of human existence. The fear of death is deeply rooted in the human psyche for a multitude of reasons. It is often the fear of the unknown, the fear of leaving behind loved ones, the fear of non-existence, or the fear of potential pain that leads to this universal dread. However, there exists a rare and enigmatic breed of men known as Sigma males, who exhibit an unconventional view towards this universal inevitability. Sigma males, due to their unique traits and philosophies, tend to exhibit a heightened acceptance of mortality. Their typically abstract and philosophical thinking, coupled with their highly self-reliant and introspective nature, often helps them to face the conclusion of life with stoicism and a level of acceptance that can appear puzzling and perplexing to many. So, why aren't Sigma males afraid of their expiration date? Well, in this video, I'll be discussing 8 reasons why Sigma males aren't afraid of death. Number 1. They are appreciative of striking the lottery of consciousness. Sigma males have a unique outlook on life and death, fueled by their deep appreciation for the sheer improbability of consciousness and existence. They understand that in this vast, seemingly lifeless universe, the probability of life existing at all, let alone intelligent life, is seemingly infinitesimally small. Yet, against all odds, here we are, conscious beings on a habitable planet, capable of perceiving, understanding, and exploring the universe around us. Additionally, Sigmas consider the fact that they were born human, the apex predator of Earth, at the top of the food chain, possessing the most sophisticated cognitive abilities among all known species, an extraordinary stroke of luck. For Sigma men, this recognition of the rare privilege of life and consciousness shapes their perspective towards death. They see it not as an end to be feared, but as a part of the natural cycle of existence. Having been given the chance to experience life, a phenomenon that could very well be one of the rarest in the universe, they feel gratitude rather than fear. They appreciate the opportunity to live and experience life, and this acceptance and understanding of the grand cosmic lottery they have won helps them face the inevitability of death with a unique stoicism and fearlessness. Number 2. They live their life with purpose. Sigma males, in stark contrast to the prevailing fear of death that is prevalent in society, do not cower at the thought of their mortality. Instead, they see it as an inherent part of the human experience. This unique perspective is partly shaped by their life philosophy, which is centered around living a life of purpose. While many people spend their entire lives in search of a purpose or a higher calling, Sigma males live every moment with a clearly defined purpose. They understand that the concept of purpose is inherently subjective, defined by one's personal values, aspirations, and experiences rather than externally imposed norms or expectations. This knowledge allows them to direct their lives according to their own principles and ambitions. By crafting and living a life that is rich with personal meaning and intent, they extract the fullest essence of existence, thereby mitigating any fear of death. In this way, for a Sigma male, life becomes an exciting journey of purposeful pursuits, rather than a ticking clock winding down towards an impending end. Number 3. The world will continue onward. Sigma males harbor no fear of death primarily because they have come to the realization of their own insignificance in the grand scheme of things, and they are at peace with this. In our society, people tend to overestimate how important or irreplaceable they are to the universe. However, in the context of a world populated by nearly 8 billion humans, each with their own self-perceived importance, this sense of individual significance seems less pronounced. Sigma males understand this truth and acknowledge the temporary and transient nature of their existence. They are cognizant of the fact that a century from now, the vast majority of people alive today will be largely forgotten, their lives having made little impact on the relentless march of time. This awareness, far from causing them existential dread, instead frees them from the burden of self-importance, allowing them to live their lives unshackled by fear of their inevitable mortality. They understand that life continues in its ceaseless flow, with or without them, and they find tranquility and purpose within this knowledge. Number 4, they don't live with regret. Sigma males carry a potent sense of self-confidence, grounded in their thorough understanding of their capabilities and desires. When they recognize something they desire, they pursue it assertively without letting opportunities slip away due to hesitation or fear. This assertive approach, however, does not denote impulsiveness. Sigma males are highly calculated risk takers, employing a strategic approach to life's challenges and opportunities. They meticulously weigh the potential outcomes before making a move, and once they act, they do so with unwavering determination and resilience. Because of this, Sigmas live their lives at full tilt, seizing every moment and capitalizing on every opportunity. This relentless pursuit of life leaves them with no room for regret, a life lived in such a way that the prospect of death does not evoke fear, but peace. For a Sigma male, the absence of regret equates to a life well lived, a life that would be worth living all over again. Number 5, fearing death keeps them from truly living. Sigma males, in their distinctive philosophical framework, do not allow fear of death to constrain their full engagement with life. They resonate with Mark Twain's famous assertion, "I do not fear death. I had been dead for billions and billions of years before I was born, and had not suffered the slightest inconvenience from it." In Twain's words, Sigma men find a valuable perspective that quashes fear of mortality. From this viewpoint, death is not a sinister ending, but merely a return to the state that persisted for eons before their birth, a state that lacks suffering, dread, or regrets. They recognize that the fear of death is primarily the fear of the unknown and the loss of conscious experience. However, Sigmas do not shy away from the unknown. Rather, they embrace it. They understand that this fear of death, if left unchecked, can inhibit them from experiencing life to its fullest extent. Thus, the acceptance and contemplation of their mortality becomes not a source of dread, but a catalyst for a richer, more vibrant existence. Number 6, they have an existentialist view. Existentialism proposes that life's inherent value stems from its transience and finality, a truth that Sigma males acknowledge. If life were eternal, actions, choices, and experiences would lose their significance, turning into an endless, insubstantial sequence of events. However, the awareness that life is finite and that death is a certain endpoint instills each decision, moment, and interaction with remarkable weight and value. This perspective elevates every lived experience, making it precious and unique. Sigma males appreciate this finitude, understanding that the clock of life is always ticking, turning every moment into a priceless commodity. Instead of fearing death, they honor life, living each day with intention, purpose, and a profound respect for the preciousness of existence. Number 7, time is relative. The theory of relativity, as proposed by Albert Einstein, fundamentally changed our understanding of time. This theory suggests that time is not a fixed and universal constant, but rather, it can be influenced by factors such as velocity and gravity. In the realm of philosophy and metaphysics, if we apply this theory to our perceptions of life and death, it could be argued that time is simply a human construct used to make sense of the universe, and that our linear perception of beginning, middle, and end may not necessarily reflect the true nature of existence. From this perspective, death could be seen as just another point in time, not necessarily the end in the way we traditionally think of it. If time is indeed relative and not strictly linear, then the concept of death as an absolute endpoint may not hold. Instead, our existence could be seen as a series of moments or events in space-time that continue to exist, even if we're not consciously experiencing them. Additionally, if you subscribe to the idea of the block universe, or eternalist theory, all points in time, past, present, and future, exist simultaneously. In this context, our birth, life, and death are all equally real and unchanging. Number 8. The inevitability of death paradox. While it's not a formally recognized paradox, it's a theme frequently explored in philosophy and existential thought. On one hand, we all know that death is a universal and inevitable part of life. Every living being will die eventually. This is a fact of biology and the natural world. On the other hand, despite knowing this, many people still fear death and let it control them. The paradox here can be seen as knowing something is inevitable, yet fearing it and trying to avoid it. This is often the central theme of existential crisis and a frequent topic in the exploration of the human condition. This paradox also illustrates the distinction between intellectual understanding and emotional acceptance. Intellectually, one can understand and accept the inevitability of death, but emotionally, it can be challenging to come to terms with this reality. Sigmas have the mental fortitude to emotionally accept this inevitability and not let it control or consume them. Sigma males, although they don't fear death, instinctively they want to survive and thrive, so they don't actively put themselves in harmful situations out of fearlessness. If you agree with the points I made in this video, let me know in the comments. For more videos on Sigma males, check out some other videos on this channel. Thank you for watching.